Okay, let me show you how I made this cool environment fantasy scene in Blender. Okay, let's start by blocking out our scene. First, I don't want the light and the camera, and I will just delete it. Right, and now let's play with this. I have my human body figure here just for a size reference. It's much easier to see how big or small things are when this is here in the scene. So what I like to do, I like to make big cliffs here. So let's move this a little bit here compared to our human figure. I think this is okay. And this is just blocking out things. So this is one side of the cliff. Let's see, let's copy this here. This is another side of the cliff. Where is my small man? Right there. Okay, let's move it somewhere here. You can see how big this is. Perfect. And also I want my sword and the hand to put here. So let's go like this, move it here and make it bigger. The hand, the glove actually is from CG Trader. I purchased it, and the sword I made myself. You can check it out on the link right there. So I did a full tutorial on how to create a sword step by step. So yeah, you can watch it. It's my previous episode. So I will go like R, rotate it by 180 degrees, and RX and rotate it by 90 minus degrees like that. Let's see. Or maybe I will rotate it actually something like this. And I will put this somewhere here for now. We will tweak it. We will tweak it later. I will maybe tweak also the size of the sword. We'll see. So something like this for now. And the idea is to have like two cliffs. And this is like a bridge over the cliffs. And this is an old sword that will be covered with, I don't know, some moss or things like that in the nature. And with this huge glove, basically like there was a giant warrior somewhere here and left this behind. And yeah, this is the story. So we will see. And let's add the camera. So I will go and add the camera, and when you're in this kind of view, if you press Ctrl Alt and 0 on numerical keyboard, you will put the camera in this view. So here I like to go to cycles, GPU compute. I like 64 samples here, 128 for now. It's okay. So this is just for preview. Also I like to denoise and use GPU. And yeah, about the resolution, I will go with 4000 by 5000. Okay, and now this is okay-ish. Also I can press Shift and tilde and fly with WDSA. I can move through the scenes here. It's going slowly because this is huge, but I can like this, and with the Q and E I can move up and down, and I can frame my scene. Or I can go to the side menu here, go to the View tab and Camera to View, and I can just regularly move things like I'm moving in Blender, and like that position the camera and other settings. But also what I like to use is my trusty photographer plugin that I really love. I use it for years, and just lock camera to it. It's exactly the same, but I here have a lot of other settings that I'm using all the time. So basically it will be something, probably something like this. Let's see, but I will probably tweak it. So let's select both the sword and the hand. So let's go with the sword, and also the hand. Let's select everything here, and just deselect this, and G Shift Z and move this somewhere here like that. But also I want the hand to rotate RZ 180 degrees like that, and G Shift Z and move it here. I want to be something like this. And let's see about the camera and angles and everything. Yeah, maybe something like this. This will probably, and this be much wider to cover the scene here. And I'm thinking about the handle here. Let's see if I go with something like something like this. No, actually I want also this hand is animated, so I can go with something like that and then later position it properly here to the sword. Let's see. We can go with GX, move it here. Let's see the animation, something like that, and G and Z, and move it down. Move it up actually a little bit. Maybe make it a bigger, and like that. Let's see. We can also tweak it later because it's rigged and everything, so this is cool. Like that. And here, let's see, GX. Just move this part somewhere here, and this a little bit up. Also, we can make it like it's opened, because yeah, this is cool, but actually maybe it's better when it's open. It has more sense. So yeah, maybe we'll stay like this, and then GZ and move it down. Actually, I will move the sword up, but this will be something like this, and then I will go with the sword, select it, GZ, and move it up like that, and then I will rotate it like this. Also, I will rotate the hand a little bit, R and X. Let's see. Like that, just a bit. Move it a bit down, and I think this looks cool. So I can go to the render preview, and we need some light. So for temporary, I will go with this sunlight. Let's go like that. Let's lower the strength, something like that. And yeah, I think this looks decent. Okay, we will tweak these cubes. This is just the blockout to be like kind of cliffs. So let's see, maybe. Also, what I like to do, I like to go to the camera and here to the viewport display, and passepartout, I like to go like this all at once, so I'm not distracted by anything around. And I don't want this to be visible, this part, so this is cool positioning. So I want to be a mystery if this is just a glove or this is just the whole giant there, who knows. Also, if I select everything here again, but I don't want this and this, and go with R and Shift Z, I can make it, maybe can make it even bigger like that, and maybe move it here, or leave it like this. Maybe the whole sword should be in. I will probably tweak this later, but for now this is cool. Also, let's tweak the camera. If I go with 24mm camera and just move it in, have a little bit different perspective here. This is the guy here, you can see how small it is. So this will be huge. I will put some trees and vegetation all around, and it will be nice. So I'm not sure about the angles. So yeah, maybe this is also cool. Maybe. Also, I will try to modify the sword, so the blade. If I go and make it a little bit shorter, so let's isolate the blade, go with this part right there. Actually, just just this, and this, and I will go with G and let's see Z twice, and oh, I need also that. Let's see, all of this, G and Z twice, and move it like there. And then let's see if I move this G and Z twice all the way to the handle. And I can try to make it wider a little bit, S and X twice, a little bit wider. Also I can make this guard a little bit wider, not too much, but something like that. Let's see. Yeah, and maybe also to modify this, because now not the handle but the guard, because now I have this sticking out, so I don't want that. So maybe this and SX like that, and also this and this SX like that. Perfect. And let's see, yeah, this is okay. So we have a little bit bigger and shorter sword. Do I like this? I'm not sure. So maybe the sword should be a little bit wider. So let's see, not wider, but longer, to say something like that. And now let's go. And while this is selected, G, Z, Z, and move it in here. Perfect. Let's see the camera view. Yeah, I think now it's better. Yeah, not bad at all. So another thing that we can do here is to just slightly tilt the sword to one side. I think this is much better than just like stay straight like this. So in order to do that, I like to select the sword here, and if I go with R, Z, Z, there is a mess. So beautiful. I really love that this happens, because I will show you a trick how to solve this. So basically the leather part here and the pommel, this I cannot show this part right here, is orientated differently. But basically the origins are different, the pivot points are different. So if we go to the sword and go just affect origins only, you can see that Z axis is going down the sword, Y is up, and X is on this side right there. And if we go here, you can see that Z is down and Y is here and X is. So we basically need to rotate it clockwise, the whole thing. So just go here, affect origins only, and go with R and X twice to align it with this X-axis right there. So R, X, X, and then go with 90, actually minus 90 degrees like that. Perfect. And also let's do for this R, X, X, and minus 90 degrees like that. And don't forget to uncheck this. And now if we select everything, let's see if we did correctly. R, X, Z, Z. Yes, this is it. So I will tilt it something like RZZ, like that, something like that, right? Just to have some kind of tilt here. And yeah, I like it. Maybe this is too much. This should serve like some kind of a bridge. So RZZ a little bit here, and I will leave it like this for now, and we'll probably tweak it later. But for the blockout part, I think I like it. I'm actually still not sure about the camera angle, so let's go back to photographer. Let's see, should I go more with the bird perspective here? Not sure about that thing. So I will try to experiment about the angle and come back soon. Okay, so I have two angles, basically 24mm lens like this, and really similar with 35mm lens like that. So this one and this one. I'm not sure which one I like the both, so I will keep both of them until the end, and we will see. Maybe I will tweak it even more, who knows, but for now this is it. Now the next step is to go and to use these let's do something that I like to do that I didn't done. So cavity, boat, and yeah, much better to see. Okay, so I will go with these two cubes and turn them into cliffs, into big rocks. So I have a full tutorial on that, how to make a rock in Blender. I will link it down so you can check it out, and I will here just do a little bit of speed art of that, so a little bit of time lapse. Let's save this file. And now we can hide the high poly version. We don't, I will leave it just in case, but we don't need it for this. I can move this back and I can go back out of isolation mode to our project, and I can just go with this one, move it a little bit there. I can delete this blocking part. I can make a copy of this one and put it somewhere here and play with this. Let's see how this will, we can rotate this 180 degrees on Z-axis, but let's see what happened. Origin is not in the middle of the object, so I will right click and set the origin to geometry. It's right there. So yeah, this is okay. Let's rotate it. Let's make it more like this, like that. Let's see. This is huge. So let's tweak our scene a bit. We can move this a little bit here and maybe a little bit up, like that. And now in this this mode we cannot properly see our, actually let's go to studio, or maybe we can go here to the random, and we cannot see the displacement and everything here, but this is okay. Also, a lot of this will be covered with other textures, so now we will do that. But for now, let's again double check. Maybe I want also this one to make it a little bit more narrow, like that. And let's see the camera, everything is okay. Move this a little bit here, and we have a huge gap in between. Oops, don't hide it. GY, move it, and let's check this and everything. Yeah, seems okay, looks pretty nice. Let's go with our photographer. Let's see another camera. This camera, we can also copy camera here. It's really easy to do it. Let's go and maybe go with another angle. 24 mil. If we go with this angle, let's see what we will do with this. We can go with something like this also, who knows, but for now let's go with this one. Let's go with this one. And also what I like to do, because here I have black part there, so I will copy this. Okay, go to the front, actually side view, press 3 and move this up. We can rotate this 180 degrees, and let's see, make it bigger, like there. Move it back somewhere here. Yeah, like that. Perfect. Let's save it, and I think I'm happy with the composition here. So now let's populate the scene with few other elements. Okay, now let's add materials to these rocks. So for that I will use polyheaven materials, and here I have an add-on for that. So let's go here, go to asset library and polyheaven. This is the same like you're going to their website and just search for materials, download and put it in Blender, but with this add-on that is not free, you need to pay for it, is much more easier and more practical. So I will go with a rock, and I will find some rock here, and also here I will go with this. We will need this. Okay, so let's see which one will we use. The rock number 3, rock number 2. There's some cool rocks here. Also this one maybe. Let's try to put one and see how it looks. Right, I will go with isolation mode, and you can notice right away that this rock loses the details. That's because we added the material, and the normal map is from this rock, and we need to combine 2 normal maps, both this one and the previous one. But I just want to see how this looks. So yeah, not bad. Let's undo this and put another material. So let's see if we go with this one. Also interesting, we will lose these details temporarily, so don't worry about that. I'm just choosing the material here for this. Also this one is not bad. Let's see about this one. Oh, this one looks really interesting. Maybe I will go with this one. Maybe I think I like that one. Let's see here if we go, oops. We go a little bit more, like 2, still is okay. Yeah, I like it. So this one, and let's see about that one. No. So yeah, this one looks really, really cool. I tried this one. This one is also cool, but I don't know, for some reason this one might do the trick. So let's try. We can always change it. I need to start with something. So yeah, I didn't try it before recording this tutorial because I want you to see how the process is raw. So everything what I'm doing here is like I would do every single time for the first time. So basically this one is okay. And now let's go with this rock and let's see. We need to combine this normal map, come on, this one, with one that we used, and I will go with image texture and load our normal map. It's a rock normal, this one. Also non-color, everything is okay, perfect. And here we will go with normal map. Okay, perfect. I don't want to go to strength, I will go to the color. And now if we go with this normal map and put it here into the normal, you will see our details back, but then the rocks are flat. So we need to combine these two. And how to do it? Well, really easy. If you had a Node Wrangler add-on installed, which is Blender default add-on, you just need to enable it practically and click here and save preferences. And then you can just go and choose 2 nodes, like for example these 2 normal maps, and shift control right click and just drag it, and it will mix it automatically for you instead of you making this mix node. But in this case we will not do like that, so let's undo it, and I will just use one normal map here node. I will not do this one, so I will go with this and normal this one. So I will mix these 2 together like that, right? And now this input, it will go to a normal here. Perfect. And now if we go with this normal to, where it is? It's right there. Perfect. We almost have it. Let's see. Let's hide this. So we have things from both worlds. So if we go with 0, we have everything from this stone rock. Then with this we have all from the texture. So basically we need to go from mix to overlay, and yeah, this is it. We have both worlds mixed together. So this is it. We mixed successfully two maps, and I like it. Also, still you have this to control the size of first map. So yeah, you can do that like that. So maybe, let's see. We had 2. Let's see, default value 1. I think it's too big. So let's go with the 2. And for now, let's leave it like that. We need to copy everything to this rock. So I will go with this one. Let me show you this one, and control click this one, shift click this one, and shift click this one as the last one. Then control L and link materials. And yeah, this is it. So now let's see our scene, how it looks nice. Now let's populate some trees and other stuff here. And I use this material because I don't want to add additional grass. Maybe I will add a little bit, but depends on the size of the model. So let's see, this is a human model here. You can see how small it is. So yeah, we will pretend that this is a grass. Maybe we will add something, but for now this looks pretty decent from this height. The only thing maybe that we can change is the size of this texture. You can see it's pretty blurry. So yeah, we can change it right here. So the texture, and from 1K I want to go to 4K, but you can see there is this note here that is this warning, and that's because we messed with the texture, the original texture. So we need to like put the texture back in the original state like that, and now it's in 4K. Okay, 1K, wait. Also, I need to remove this. So let's see, 1K, 4K, yes, now it's better, much better, or 8K, even better. So we have a lot of details here, and this is exactly what we want from that. So now we can bring back our two textures. Perfect. And yeah, this one is going here, and this one is going here. Oops, not to strength but to color here. And yes, we have everything back as it should be. Just double check. Yes, it is like this. So if we go with this one down and this one up and go back to 1, yes, this is it. This is okay. Let's see if we go with 1.2 just for both textures. Not bad. 1.2. Yeah, not bad. If you go too much, it's crazy. I don't want that. Maybe 1.1 just for fun. And this is nice. Okay, let's add some trees. So for the trees, I will use Arborea, an amazing add-on that I already did 2 videos on it. So if you want, you can check out my first video on Arborea, how to use it. So this is basically an add-on to populate a bunch of trees, also fantasy and normals, not just trees, but nature assets to create any kind of natures here. You have vines, sticks, rocks, and so on and so forth, but I will now use that. So in order to use it, I will go back to this view, select this rock, because here I want first to populate the trees. And how I like to do it, no matter whatever you're using, are you using a geoscatter with botanic or whatever, your own assets, however you want to scatter it. I don't want to scatter it on the rock, it's the whole surface of the rock. So I will just go in the edit mode, top view, and I will go here to select circle and just make the selection, like this. I will just select the polygons that I want to use here for the scatter. And in this case, I will use the top portion of this rock. By the way, I don't think that I need to use this because this is not visible in camera. Yes, exactly. So I will not use that, but this can be handy. Also, let's see the back part. I also don't need this. And for now, this is okay. So now what I will do, I will press Shift D to make a copy of this, right? And then P and separate by selection. Perfect. So this is, I will name that rock dot underscore top surface. Okay, so we will use this top surface in order to scatter things on that. I can hide it. I don't need actually to let's see. Okay, I don't need actually to have it visible, but let's make it visible for now just to see what's going on. Rock top surface, this is it. So this is selected. We will spawn some assets. So let's go for some trees. And let's see which trees I will go with. So maybe this one can be cool. So let's go and scatter it. Let's see how this looks. Okay, I will save it and I will go to the render view. All right, so it's currently just here on this portion, and this is because we have this cube mask enabled, and we can play with this, move this cube mask and so on and so forth, but I will just hide it and we can see everything on the whole surface. So in order to see the sword and the glove and everything else that we want to see, I will go right here under the distribution. First I will lower the amount of trees here a little bit. Okay, for now, like that. And then I will go with the masking. So I will enable weight paint and I will create, there is nothing here, I will create a new group and I will name middle rock. Okay. And I will just paint right there. Okay, where the glove is and this part of the sword, and I will just invert it. Perfect, like this. And here we will not see the trees basically. For now, let's press OK. Also, I can hide this top surface that we made. So yeah, I like it. Another thing that we can do here is to go and see which camera did we use for this. So we use camera number 2. Okay, go to Arborea and all the way down on instances, we can select that camera, enable camera culling, so everything that the camera see will be here visible. So this part camera cannot see, so this is by that. So basically, I have some trees, I have some grass. I can change the here the distribution, the seed for this. Maybe like that. Also, I can play with seed of the scale, and also I can make this smaller or bigger, depends what kind of effect I want to achieve. So let's see about the scale of this. Okay, like that. And also what we can do here is to add another set of the trees. So if I go with distribution even lower, like that, and go with another set, maybe this tree, and we can scatter it, and again lower the amount of it. You can see how many of these trees are 0.03 for example, and even less. Let's see, yeah, and we will use the same mask that we use here because we don't want trees to go on the sword, so we need to invert it. Perfect, like that. And let's see how this looks. Really nice. So we can play again with some seed. Yeah, but I like it probably like that. And also we can play with the scale of these. So also like that. All right, this is a forest. Glove, sword, we need to populate this part also. Maybe we can do something like, okay, instances, and again this camera, and enable camera culling. So Yes, like that, and maybe even lower the amount of these. And go back with these ones. Maybe like that, let's see. And I can manually add, let's put the cursor right here. I can manually add few trees. For example, this one, I can import it. Right, let's see where it is. It's right there where it should be. And I can just make a copy of it. Alt D and just go and populate on a few places, randomize it like that, and let's see, move it down a bit. Not that much, like that. So we have different colors. If we want, I can add even more trees like that. So maybe one here, maybe this one, the same that we did, but different color. So that's cool. Let's see how this looks. Not bad. I can go with this tree, for example. Yeah, I selected it. Okay, so I can go with this and change here the materials, edit materials, animate it, and so on and so forth. I can go with from autumn to summer back to green. I can go with winter, summer, autumn. Right, we can go and say I want to put it into local, and then edit materials, and I can go with let's see. Also, I can change the color, random leaf color, something like that. See, I can make some cool things with this. I can change the hue, maybe to something like that. And where we are happy with this, we can press OK. Yeah, we can play with this, and I can spend on this a lot of time. I will probably now just pause this and populate more trees here and there. Just play with the trees, maybe lower the number of these trees, the density, maybe play with the scale, and so on and so forth. So just to do something that I like. I don't want to bother you with this process because it can last for half an hour. I have no clue. And I will just go back and forth with this and come back with the result. Okay, for now this is how it looks. Now I want to change a little bit the material of these big rocks. So I will go to isolation mode on one of the rocks, like that. And I want to go with this material, select everything here. Also this one, so like that. Control G to group it, and then go right there, one slot above, and say this is rock underscore material underscore 01. And I want to add a new material here. It's some of these. Okay, let's try to add this forest ground rock, right? And also I want 4K. Perfect. So there is a difference between 1K and 4K, right? And also what I like to do is, in order to this to work, is to paste the normal map and the mix shader. So the normal goes here, and also this one goes right here to color, and let's double check. Yeah, here we have it. Right, so also we need to make everything smaller. These are just the smaller rocks. Okay, maybe 5. Let's see, it doesn't matter if this repeats itself because we will not use everything here. So this is cool. Let's see the strength. Yeah, the strength can be 2. Okay, perfect. So now I will I will go with this material and Control G and go one level up and name this rock material number 2. Okay, so let's bring back our original material, this one, and now let's find here Shift A rock material number 2. Perfect. So we have 2 materials. Let's mix them together and let's see how we will mix it. So this is the whole first material, this is second material. So what I want to do is to go with noise texture, then I want to go with color ramp. Perfect. Go like, oops, factor here. Let's preview this, let's add a contrast, let's play with this details, play with the roughness also. So everything that is white will be our first material and everything that is black will be second. So it depends how we put this in. So let's go to the factor here and let's preview. Perfect. So let's switch it, this one here and this one here. Right, and now let's see. So this is how it looks, but there is another way what we can do, how to mix these instead of doing with noise. Let's move this out. I will go with, let's go out, separate color, right? This is one. Then we will go with color ramp, another thing. And also here, we want to add geometry. So normals, perfect. And if I just preview this, this is how it looks. So we want blue instead of red, all right? So blue is z-axis and blue will give us the height information. So with this, we can play with few things. And now if we preview how this looks, you can see that on the top part we have grass and everything else are just rocks. So we can control the height with this, and this is actually what I want here. So I want the grass to be on the top, but this side parts will be just a regular rock, and this is cool. And also we can mix with the noise, but I don't think that there's a need for that. So this is really nice. By the way, this textured rock you can get on my Patreon. So if you're up to that, go there and check it out. All right, and now let's see how everything looks together. All right, I like it. It's much better now. You can see the side cliff here much clearer than it was before. The case covered with all the grass material. So this is really nice. Also, we can do something with the blade. So let's select the blade, go to isolation mode, and yeah, what we can do, we can add some kind of a dirt on it without displacement. So let's see if we sub something like that. We can cover the sword with the dirt. Let's see what else we can, what kind of dirt we have here. Maybe this. No, we can also make the sword a little bit more rusty and so on and so forth, but this dirt is not bad. So let's try. So basically what I like to do here, select everything here like this, Control G, go right there and name this dirt. All right, so this is it. Now let's go with the material, find blade, right? This is the original material, and here I want to add dirt material that we just made. Perfect. And yeah, we have this, and we need to mix it together to mix shader. Perfect. And let's see which one we will use. Well, we will make here a noise texture that will do the trick. So noise texture, then color ramp. Perfect. And also I want to go with this right there, like that, and basically transferring the UV coordinates to this noise texture. So we can go with something like that. Add details, we can, let's see. So sword has more dirt, oops, like that, but let's see, the roughness can be less. Details are okay. Like that. Let's see with the color ramp what we can do here. We can go with the normal map, so a little bit more of normal map, like that. And let's see the final result. Okay, we can go like that. So also let's see if there is a moss material. Okay, we have some moss here. We have this also. Let's go to isolation mode and hide this. So let's see how this looks. Okay, now let's see how this looks. Maybe see how this looks. Okay, maybe this one is the best. So I will go like maybe 3. Let's see, something like that. See about the normal maybe like that. And yeah, I want 4K for this. And now we can group everything together, name it moss, Control G, one level up, moss. And yeah, what we can do is go back to blade, right, and add a moss here. So I think number 9.009. Yes, I think this is the right one. So yeah, Shift Control and merge these two together. Perfect. So let's see. Okay, I will go with similar. So I will just copy these two, Control C, Control V, and move this into the factor. Perfect. And also I will go with mapping here, like that. Perfect. So now we can play with other settings. And yeah, this is like pretty old sword, but I lost all of my shinies blade materials, so let's bring some of them back, like that. And also let's see, this is the angle that we'll use. So this, probably something like that. And then this thing right here. Let's see how this looks overall. Well, not bad at all. We can apply similar thing to the rest of the blade if we want. So actually to the guard here. This is actually interesting, right? So the guard we can go with, let's see, this is the blade, so we can go with this and this and this and this, and everything from here to here, copy it. So if you go here to the guard, paste everything and find the last one. The last one is this, and then go, oops, go right here and move this one in. Not the volume, but in the surface. All right, so yeah, we have the same thing here, but what we're missing is the mapping. This one here and another one. Oh, come on, another one here, and now it's much better. Also, we can play with this a little bit more. Okay, this is for moss, this is for dirt, so let's see. Not bad. Yeah, we can also do that for this leather part. So this is the leather material. Again, let's move this out, paste everything here, go with this one right there, and then with this one right there. Nice. And also what I like to do is to go with mapping here and mapping here. Perfect. But this time I will go with less of these. Okay, let's see. Let's preview this. Oh, yeah. Let's go here with one. And let's go to isolation mode. And let's preview this. So yeah, I want something like that. I want to switch colors here, so something like that. And let's see how this looks. Yeah, now it's much better like that. And also about the dirt, well, it will not be visible that much because of the color of the handle here, so we will leave it like that. We can do the same for the glove. So let's go here to the glove and paste this snow tree. So move everything here. Let's see. Put this one right there, and then put this one right there. Okay, so it's similar, but also what I like to do here is to go with these mapping here. So one is right there, and another one is right there. Perfect. And now we can play with settings. So maybe add more of it, and also let's see about this. This is not that visible, but let's see. Yeah, not bad actually, not bad at all. It's not that visible, but still. See? It's cool. I like it. So let's unzoom it And for now, this is nice. Let's just change the sun position just to see our scene with the different light conditions. So something like this is also cool. So if you go to the noon settings, yeah, we will not use this light definitely, but let's go with something like 25 degrees and maybe something like that. Maybe on another side. Maybe something like that. Nice. Let's go and change the camera just for fun to see the other camera view. Yeah, I like this one also. Also, this one is cool, but this one is really interesting. Okay, how small these guys are. All right, then we have this one. And we have this one. So these are very similar with a little bit different angle. Yeah, probably this one. Okay, I made a quick break and I came up with the idea to break the sword in a few pieces here, and I think it's much better. It looks cool, like it's an old sword, and it makes sense that it's broken, and this part serves as a bridge to another side of this cliff. And for breaking the sword, I use my trusty cracker add-on that I really like. I'm using it a lot. So basically it's an add-on that makes some cool cracks and splitting the material, the object into 2 or more pieces. So you can also curve and do a lot of cool things. You can check it out if you want, if you're up to it. So just search for cracker on Superhive. Also, I will leave the link down in the description if you want to check it out. So basically, I did that with the sword, made 2 cracks. I had few elements here, just this old well and some woods and things like that. Also, these 2 guys. Maybe I will add even more here later. Who knows? But now let's concentrate on adding few elements in the scene like fog and volumes. So I want to add. I have no clue how this will look, but I want to add a fog in between these 2 cliffs, so somewhere here. And let's add a cursor here. Let's go to the top view and go and add a cube. Perfect. I will make the cube bigger like that, and then S and X and scale it on X-axis. Wait a moment. I want to turn these screencast keys on so you can see what I'm pressing. So this is okay. Maybe S and X a little bit, not that wide, something like that. I don't need that wide. Okay, and maybe S and Y and G and Y, just position it somewhere here in the middle. Okay, this is how it looks right now. So now we need materials. And for materials, I will go with the new one. Okay, and I will delete principal BSDF and Shift A, search for principal volume right here. All right, and I will go volume to volume, and this looks crazy right now, but we will fix it. Okay, we can play with the density. We can go with 0 and nothing happens. We can go with 0.01, for example, and there is some cool fog. Doesn't look bad, but let's break it a little bit with a noise texture to make it a little bit more interesting. So I will go with /forward to just see the fog, and yeah. Let's go and hide the film, hide the HDRI that I put it. So yeah, for the HDR, let me show you quickly. I'm using the mud road from polyhaven.com. So I like to use that with combination of sun. So this is how I like light my scenes. All right, so this is how it looks. Let's go to the front view. Perfect. Let's enable this. Right, and now let's first break it up a bit. So I will go with Shift A and use gradient texture, right? And put the gradient to density right here. And this is how it looks. So we need to turn this a little bit to a different side. So Control T, go with object coordinates and go with -90 degrees. All right, perfect. So this is how it looks currently. But we also need to, let's see, add color ramp so we can control the density here. See, this is how this looks, but also what I like to do here is to add a noise. So noise texture, noise texture. And I want to mix the noise texture with the gradient texture. So shift, control, and right click and just drag in between. So this is how it is. We mix it out. We can play with the factor. You can see it's already better. We can play with this factor. We can play with this a little bit. Okay. Let's see if I go with this to subtract, it will be opposite. So we don't want that to happen, but maybe it's cool. Maybe to go to add, so we have both. And if I go to subtract, let me just check something. No. So I can also go to overlay and play with this. Let's see. Not bad. So let's go with the noise here. I can go with 40. If I want to animate this, maybe I will, who knows? And who knows what this will be later. So maybe something like that, and maybe the roughness, let's see. Can be more or less rough. Details. Okay, so something like this looks interesting. You can also play with the position of this. And this is one way how we can add a fog. Let me just check if I change the color here. I will lower the density. So let's go back to our scene /forward. All right, this is how it looks currently. So let's see what we can do here. Oh, not bad, not bad. Let's see if we animate it a little bit. It can look interesting. Maybe it's a little bit too dense. Maybe. Also, there is another option. Instead of density, go to emission strength, right? And go with the densities to 0 because we don't need that. And emission color we can change to something more, maybe bluish, maybe some kind of distant. And this is another way how we can play with this. So also either here and do the same thing with this, just to show there are a few options how you can control this. So maybe a little bit of the bluish tint, something like this. Doesn't look bad actually. So emission strength, make it blue. I'm just joking, I don't want to do this. So let's go back to 0. So let's play with anisotropy a bit. Something like this. And also see about the scale. Not bad. Maybe details a little bit, and the roughness, something like this. So this is fog. Between rocks. So before and after, not bad. Let's see about the X position. Just a little bit, and also about the color. So let's see. Let's make it all the way bright, and just to better see what's going on. Should I go with some kind of this, or I think more bluish tone will be better. Right, and then lower the saturation a little bit, lower the brightness a little bit, something like that. Okay, so now let's add another volume here to the whole scene. So Shift A, cube, make the cube bigger, S Shift Z, scale it on Z like this. Let's go to the front view, something like that, and maybe move it here. Also, I want to go and change the viewpoint display to bound, so we can see what's going on inside if we are in this view. So this was texture, so everything is inside the cube, and now we can see inside the cube. And also, while I'm here, I can go with SZ and scale it a little bit down and move everything up, something like that. Right, let's go to render view again. And now let's add a material, right? I will delete this one and add principal volume again, but this time with less setting, 0.02. Let's see, 0.002. All right, here we have our fog, so maybe even less, 0.001. Not bad. Anisotropy all the way up here, like that. I will just add this a little bit. And now if we go here to the 3D viewport, you will see here I have a sun, and I can play with this sun position, so I can go however I want, and you can see how volume is adding really nice effect here. Let's name this volume, right? You will see here volume without and with. It's really cool. So where is it? Here is the sun. So in this position, it doesn't make that sense. Has a little bit of an effect, but it's not that visible, but still we will see. Okay, so now I will play with the sun position. Probably something like this is cool, or also on the other side, something like this. I'm not sure which one I like better. So do you like better the sun from the left side of the scene or sun from the right side of the scene? Also, we can go like this and make these long shadows for the warrior and the horse. But then in the top portion of the frame, it's a little bit messy, so I don't like it that much. So I'm more for this or this. So maybe I'm more for this. Yeah, maybe something like that. And let's see. If I go and move it down, we can move it up also. We can make something crazy like that. But yeah, let's see. Maybe something like this. I don't know. So let's go to the brightness, maybe 50, a little bit brighter. Okay, this can look interesting. I changed the default value of color temperature to like this. So I changed from 6500 kelvins to around 4000 or something like that. Maybe, yeah, maybe something like this. Like it's warmer, it's more sunset. So this would be cool. 4,500 something, maybe 42,100, sorry, 4,200, something like that. And yeah, I think this looks cool. Okay, so now we can play with some light blocks. So let's go here and let's add a tree here. So I will go with maybe this one, all right? And I will make this tree bigger, and it will be just for blocking the light here. So maybe something like this. See, it's really interesting how this looks. We can also put it in the frame on something like this, but we don't want to do that, obviously. So maybe like that, and maybe a little bit up. Yeah, I'm just playing with the shadows here on the glove, because without this tree, the glove is too bright and shiny. So I want to make something like this, and I think this looks decent. This is too much shadows, but just a touch on the glove. Maybe I can rotate it. Okay, something like that. And also we can add another tree. Let's go with this one, for example. Right? And again, oops, don't do that. I will make it bigger. I will go with this one. Also, let's put it in the scene. Let's put it here and make a tree big. Like, wow, we have a huge tree in the forest. No, I'm joking. So maybe like this. Let's see how this shadow will fall somewhere here. Maybe make it bigger and just want to make this a little bit darker, this part here. So yeah, if I make it bigger, the more light will shine through, so it will not be that dark. So this can be interesting. All right, so let me show you without this tree and with this tree, just a little bit darkness here. Okay, we can add an artificial light right here. So light, area light, move it up like this. Let's go with color temperature of 4200, and let's go with spread of, I don't know, 30 degrees and the power of 5000. Let's see what happens. So if I move this light up, where is the light? It's right there. So I want to put it here. Okay, we have a spotlight. We have a spotlight. Shift T and move cursor where we want light to hit. So somewhere here, like that. I just want to make this a little bit brighter. So I know it's fake, but a little bit. Nobody will notice that. So let's see, the sun position and this light position is similar, except the angle, but is okay. And about the brightness, we can play a little bit, so maybe 2000, and we just have a bit of brightness there. All right, not bad, not bad. I like it. So let's see. Okay, now I will pause this and add maybe a deer there. So let's do it. Okay, I have added a deer here, as you can see. So yeah, I know that nobody will probably see this, but I like to add these kind of details. I know it's here and it's really nice. Also, this deer is animated, so it will, if I decided to animate it, it will, woohoo, it will be, come on, like this, and like the deer is eating the grass. And it's really nice, especially these kind of details. I got this deer, if you're wondering, I purchased it from cgtrader.com. So yeah, also these guys, both of them I purchased on cgtrader.com. And this is the final result. I hope that you like it. Let me know down there in the comments what you think about it. And also I hope that you like this video, that you find it useful, and if you did, press that like button. And if you want to learn more about nature environments in Blender, check out this video right here. See you there. Bye bye.